Hey, what's up, everybody? Going to go through these models again today. Got the recap from yesterday for here's the college first. Got the top eight correct, all but the last high confidence one. Liberty ended up losing. And then medium confidence didn't do too great, only got half of those, 5 out of 10. Lower confidence actually did decent. Um, Not too bad, but quite a bit of green down here. Overall, it was 27 of 41 on the money line, 66% on those. And then to get into the spread picks, it did get the top four picks. You're looking at the score column here for the top picks. And then, so it got the top four, and then obviously did a little better down towards the bottom. We want that green at the top, but we'll sort this by teams, and you can see we missed both on this game, got both of these, missed both of these. So there were some good games and there were some bad games. Overall, we did do 16 out of 27 correct on the totals for 59% and 17 out of 27 on the spreads for 63% on the day. So overall, it was a pretty good day. Can't complain about 60% plus on spreads and totals. So we'll go back to the predictions and let's check out the NBA. We did get, let's see, there was 9 games. So we got 6 of the 9 correct. The last 2 did flip. One of them flipped correct. One of them flipped wrong. Detroit ended up getting blown out again by San Antonio. And Minnesota played pretty well at home finally. So that's how we did on NHL or NBA on NHL. Pretty rough day. Only got 3 of the 8 games. The last one did flip, so it was correct on the last day, just not the rest of the week. But even with that, that's only 50%. So that's not what we want on NHL. Hopefully that'll get back to the winning side today. So for today's games, and I know I've said this before, but some of these are like the conference tournament games. So there's only predictions for the last day. Some of the conference games are missing. I'll have to try to go through my scraper and see why it's not collecting all of the games now for that. It could be that I'm running it too early because I do run it the night before. So some of the games just aren't in there, but I feel like some of them should have already been. Either way, here's what we have today. High Point, this is one of the early games. It has a huge spread on this one. I believe the line is around 25. The model does have it above that. So it is still on the High Point side. It likes Akron, UNC Greensboro over a very bad VMI team, Austin Pay. So all of the high will be down to Toledo. The medium confidence from the model will be down to Chattanooga from Winthrop. Most of these do only have one game up here, so there's obviously no flips. The volatility is going to be 0 because there's only one prediction. It can't change from day to day. So you're going to want to look at the lean, look at the actual scores, try to compare it to past games, see how they're doing. If you have any questions, want me to look into anything, just shoot me a comment. Excuse me. Leave me a comment and I will try to look into the games before they get started, as long as it's not one of those early ones. So here's all the low confidence. These are low because they will have more flips. The volatility will normally be a little bit higher, things like that. Or they could just be close games. So where they don't know, like this Denver game right here. Excuse me. The Denver game has been less than a point all week long. So it's not really sure. It likes Denver, but North Dakota could hang around. Not sure what the spread's going to be on that one. Could be a North Dakota spread kind of game. Speaking of that, I guess we can just look at it real quick. So, oh, that's the wrong one. So here are the top picks for today. Again, looking at this score. So we got UNC Greensboro at the top, UCF covering at number 2. If you want to look at these, if you want to pause the screen, these are the top ones, and then I'll just filter this now, sort it by teams, and you can just find individual games. They will be alphabetical by the away team. So these will be the picks. So the over in Central Arkansas by 5.5. That's another one of those early games. That one, and then the High Point game will be starting here pretty soon. So let's see where the High Point game. Oh, right here. So those two are the earliest games. These are all of the spreads that I have the predictions for. think yesterday I noticed some of the games that only had one prediction. It wasn't doing the spreads for or the totals, so I'll have to look into that too. But there are still quite a few games, 26 games here that you can pick from. And we'll get back to the NBA and the NHL real quick. So, NBA, we only have the 7 games to choose from today. This one did flip from Charlotte to Miami. Kind of interesting to me. Charlotte's pretty decently favored in this one. I believe it's around 7 points. So, then New York, this one's flipped one time and then flipped right back. The rest of them have been pretty steady throughout the week. Boston, another big spread today. The model has it at about 12. I think the line is actually around 14. Houston obviously played yesterday, should still be able to handle Portland, especially since they lost yesterday. I would expect them to come out with a little bit of fire tonight. Seems like a game where they could probably blow out Portland. NHL, again, only have 7 games, but we do have them ordered highest confidence, lowest confidence. So Dallas highest, Edmonton, Vegas, San Jose. Down here, we did have some flipping. Flipped from Detroit to Florida, flipped right back. Florida got beat pretty bad. I think it was yesterday, 5-1 or something like that. So this one's flipped earlier in the week from Anaheim to Montreal back to Anaheim. But that's where these teams are sitting right now. This is what the model's picking for the overall on the week. And then this is what the model ran for today. So if you have any questions, let me know. If you want me to look into anything, like I said, let me know. Props, if you want me to look at any for NBA, I do a lot of NBA props on my computer. Just haven't been sharing many of those yet. I'm trying to get everything completely figured out for that. But if you have anyone you want me to look at, just let me know. I can make a video or I can just leave a comment, whatever you want. So have a good day and good luck.